ABC Kinderteach presents The Rough Patch, written by Brian Lies. Evan and his dog did everything together. So that must be Evan, and there's the dog. They played games, playing ball, and enjoyed sweet treats. They each had their own ice cream cone. They shared music. They must be listening to music while driving in their truck. An adventure. They're going hiking. They were together all through the day. And there's the dog digging right beside Evan. And through all the seasons. But what they loved the most was working in Evan's magnificent or great garden. And he's picking beans, and he tossed a bean to the dog. There, everything they planted grew as big and as beautiful as the sky above them. So they really loved their garden. But one day, the unthinkable happened. Unthinkable means something so bad that you don't want to ever think about it. I wonder what happened. Is the dog asleep? Or maybe he is just really old and he died. Evan laid his dog to rest in a corner of the garden. Boy, that would make me very sad too. And nothing was the same. So he's feeling so sad. Evan shut himself away inside, which means he probably stayed inside, but it also means that he probably did not talk to many people and he kind of kept to himself because he was so sad. Without his best friend, the garden was a place where he felt sad and upset and lonely place. So he has this nice garden and he thinks, I can't go out there because it reminds me of the dog. One morning, he found himself with a hoe, this thing, in his paws, swinging angrily. He slashed the garden to the ground. So Evan was so sad, and he was so upset whenever he looked at the garden that one day he just went out and whacked all of the plants out of the ground so he wouldn't have to think about it anymore. He hacked it all to bits and threw everything into a heap or a pile. I wonder what he's going to do with the pile. Just maybe let it rot? Probably. But a good place won't stay empty for long. New plants sprouted and stretched toward the sky. Weeds. Not things that a person would normally want. Itchy ones, spiky and prickly like this, having sharp thorns. Foul-smelling ones that really smelled. These weeds suited Evan just fine, so he took care of them. He was so upset that he thought, I'm just going to let the weeds grow and I'm going to help the weeds grow. If Evan's garden couldn't be a happy place, then it was going to be the saddest and most desolate spot, empty of happiness, he could make it. So he's just really upset and sad. And soon it was. When Evan found a pumpkin vine sneaking in under the fence, he raised his hoe to chop it. And this is a pumpkin vine. But then he considered its prickly stems, fuzzy leaves, and spidery, twisty tendrils like spider legs. These things like this. He let it be. Oh, look at his shoes have holes in it where his claws go through. As the pumpkin vine grew, Evan cleared the weeds from its path and watered it. The vine responded to his care. So he's starting to get a little bit interested in gardening again. So he's taking care of the pumpkin and then pulling the weeds around the pumpkin. So maybe he's starting to feel a little bit better. Around the time the evening air began to cool, Evan felt an old, familiar, something he was used to, sense of excitement. It was Fair Week, and look how big that pumpkin is. He loaded up the pumpkin and drove to town. Look at how heavy it is and how much it makes his truck sag in the back. He took care of important fair business. So they loaded the pumpkin on the scale to see how much it weighed. He went to play some games where you try to knock down these milk jugs. He went on a roller coaster ride and gobbled down some delicious fair food, pizza, caramel apples. He caught up with some friends too. It felt good to be out again, even if it wasn't quite the same. And there he is sitting around talking to some of his friends. Evan's pumpkin won third prize. Prize is $10 or one of the pups in that box, the judge said. I'll take the 10, said Evan. He could either get a puppy out of the box or he could take $10. And so he told the judge, I'll take the $10. I don't want a dog. Do you think he's still going to take the $10 or maybe think about the puppy? Let's see. But as he claimed his prize, he heard a scrabbling sound, like a scratching sound, inside the box and thought it wouldn't hurt to just look. Do you think he's going to take the puppy or the $10? He took the puppy because they're riding home together in his truck. I think Evan's going to start feeling better very soon.